I want to start off by asking, are the proposed changes by the Kuomintang actually aiming for reform, or are these part of political gamesmanship that they're using in this split legislature right now?
I think it's more political than reform, a judicial reform or something, because we actually the current Constitutional Court Procedure Act was effective in 2022. To me, I could be biased, but to me, I think the legislative intent of the new Constitutional Court Procedure Act, the amendment, obviously intend to paralyze the court because of the frustration of the previous one of the previous decisions the court has made to frustrate the legislative effort to expand their own power. So I guess the legislators were really unhappy about that decision, which is why they want to paralyze the court by this way. So it's not really about judicial reform or something, it's simply a political game.
What could we see as the next stage if these amendments pass?
Well, there are many arguments so far because it's really complicated. If the bill is passed today, again, then the next step will be the President Lai. And there are some arguments that said President Lai has the power not to promulgate the law if he find it unconstitutional. But this is not my opinion. I think we do not need to give the president the power to decide unilaterally whether a law should be constitutional or not. And then the next step would be like something like, it could be that some persons would challenge the constitutionality of the law in the Constitutional Court. And then the battlefield will move to the Constitutional Court and to move to the justice themselves.
So, moving forward, will the Constitutional Court then become the main battlefield for politics over the next 3 years, as we are only 1 year into this split legislature?
I think the Constitutional Court will become a battlefield in two senses. First, there are multiple ways. Well, this is common in every jurisdiction. There are multiple ways for the legislature to attack or at least contend a court they dislike. So even if this bill is declared unconstitutional and invalid, I believe that the legislature still has many ways to constrain the court. And this is actually not the first time Taiwan's legislature attacked the Taiwan's Constitutional Court. It has happened like at least 2 or 3 times in the past. I think if the Constitutional Court remain functioning, then you can imagine that the President Lai or his executive branch would continue to challenge the constitutionality of any statute passed by the legislature that they dislike. So you can see that there will be many constitutional cases being petitioned to the Constitutional Court asking the justice, 8 or 15 or whatever between it, asking the Constitutional Court justice to adjudicate the constitutionality of those controversial bills or those controversial statutes.